So to me, that does seem like the best choice. But we are going to be moving on to the next matchup. It is the final one for the day, Prey versus Rekkles. This should be a really good one. Two of the best AD carries in the world, some of the best from each of their region. I can't wait. Exactly.
Rekkles, the EULCS MVP of the summer split. And funny enough, down here in the quarterfinals, we've had actually on the same side of the bracket, a bunch of AD carries. We just had BRTT versus Uzi. Now we have Prey versus Rekkles. On the other side, it is still, you know, Fago, Bjergsen facing each other, and then Jisoo against Mako. So we got all the AD carries on one side, meaning, of course, we have a very tough road towards the final, and this is going to be a big one for both players. AD carry-wise, I think, again, there are so many different choices. We have not even seen the famous Kennen just yet, which actually is an okay pick for 1v1s. Not as strong as some of the others.
Yeah, I think it's kind of tough when you're looking at a pick that, I mean, the best mastery has been Unsealed Spellbook, and Unsealed Spellbook is very likely not going to be effective. Like, unless you can find some way, the only way Unsealed Spellbook would be effective is if you can find a way to all-in, essentially, with your summoners right away, and then back off, not lose too much, and then use the Summoner Spell cooldown to do it again.
Yeah.
But I think that's a very limited window. I think it's very hard to pull off. So,
exactly.
Like, where does the Kennen even go then as far as masteries? I mean, you could go
It's just a fun pick.
Go something like that.
They're here to win. If you want to style on people, you can take it. Yorick, Aatrox fans.
Does it look stylish if you get blasted?
No.
That's the problem.
Definitely does not.
At least in Zed. This, to me, feels like these guys are talking about what they want to play. This feels like it could be a mirror.
Yes. I mean, they're definitely not banning some of the champions these players are famous for by any means that we most likely would see. Classic Poppy ban coming in as well.
Yeah.
So we're definitely expecting a mirror here. Oh, okay.
It may be the Flashing Knight as well. A Garen versus Garen, a test for the ages.
It paid off that I played Garen in solo queue before this tournament.
Spin to win.
Spin to win. Fantastic lane phase, I gotta tell you, man. You can destroy people. And the fact that his W is so amazing now, also when it comes to actually...
The W is nuts.
It is crazy.
It gives you...
Well, so the damage reduction...
If you have Merc Treads, it's like you're not even getting CC'd.
Dude, literally, like, as soon as you hit, like, level 5 or 6, you just walk onto the enemy tower, pop that bad boy, spank them in the head, and then you walk away. And I know spanking people in the head is kind of weird, so slap them in the head.
You and Trevor normally spank a different route.
It's a different one.
Yeah.
Looks like the head.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Not going to touch that one. But Garen versus Garen. What are you expecting? Q-Max, E-Max? I feel like Q is probably better for the actual straight-up 1v1, but, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I mean, E does have the armor shred obviously on it. It does, you know, increase damage with the ranks. Q is pretty powerful in the 1v1. The silence, I would assume, is affected actually by the W. That actually could come into play.
Sure. I mean, it's going to be very important how they use the W again, because when you do activate it, it's so strong for a few seconds. And if you miss that one and you're not actually activating when you're about to take damage, that will cost you a lot in just a pure 1v1. And I like the Summoner's Will choices.
Yep.
Both
Flash
agree.
Ignite. Double Airy, Flash Ignite. They're both starting the same items. I'm going to assume the runes are the same all the way down the line.
Where's my grasp? It's okay. We get the area.
We got to have a dance-off. You're gonna pick two Garens? You're not going to dance?
Well, almost.
All right.
Fading to dance.
All right. Maybe a little bit of movement. You're seeing some... Oh, here we go. Here we go. That's what you like to see. That's the money shot right there.
All-Star 101, baby.
Hey, Xpeke last year was popping off with the Garen.
Famous pick. He was amazing for like 15 minutes of that game, and that was about
all
it.
You gotta remember.
That's kind of the thing about Garen.
Out.
I mean, the thing about Garen is, again, fantastic pick in the early game. Late game, especially if you have to enter things like team fights, it doesn't feel great, but there's no team fighting in 1v1. It is all about laning phase.
Just gotta give him the justice.
Ooh,
make him the villain.
Prey winning the first trade right there.
They are gonna have quite a bit of regen though. That's one of the things about this with the Perseverance. If you actually sit back, Prey's winning those little trades pretty hard. Remember, the Q is also an auto reset, so if you can get the Q then follow, the immediate auto then Q, you are gonna get a lot more damage.
And we gotta follow that rush for level 2, because if Rekkles had actually stayed forward, Prey could have gone all in with Q and, of course, E popped right after, but Rekkles stepped away.
Those are very glowy swords.
It makes it more powerful.
Good.
No one knows why.
No one knows.
Is it fire, ice?
It's neither.
Just extra glow for the damage.
Yeah, it's very, very glowy.
Well, right now, Prey is abusing the fact that he's actually with the early level 2, now early level 3. Big wave on the Rekkles tower, but This is not the game where you farm for 100 CS. There will be an all-in.
Definitely not, and we are going to check in on what the players are saying. They got some banter going on.
Q-Max?
Master.
Okay. Maybe he can kill me now.
I'm coming.
I know.
Alrighty. Oh, the guy goes down. He has flash. Remember, if he can get the flash Q, you cannot flash away when you are silenced. Oh, he got him.
He also stopped the passive right there. He's like, no sustain for you. Great all-in from Prey. Dominated this Garen 1v1. We gotta give him that.
A true test of skill. The question becomes, will he bust it out in the 5v5s?
It is a potential.
There is potential.
80 carry Garen, all-in bot lane.
Yeah, I like it.
You have Leona,
Full lethality.
Alistar. I can see it. I can see it
too.
So there we go. Just gets a bit of extra damage. No more region for Rekkles. And
Ignite is a poke summoner after all.
then Q flash all in. Rekkles knew. You can see pop the Q himself. I'm about to flash away,
Look
but
at those mechanics.
that's the thing about Garen, man. If you are spot on with the mechanics, you can make big plays like that one.
There you go. You too can aspire to achieve greatness.
You
such as
too.
we have seen displayed here.
You too can pick Garen. Win your lane. Feel so strong, like you are the true carry of your team, and then very quickly realize by the time you have to do other things than 1v1ing people, you are almost useless. But you won your lane, so you did your job.
You also have Ignite.
There you go.
You got to take Ignite just like this guy.
I mean, you have to. He just
and then
destroyed
when you're 7
Rekkles.
CS up on the TP Mount guy and he goes bot and kills your bot lane, you can question mark ping them and
Exactly.
say, I'm winning lane.
Because you're winning lane.
You are winning.
And that's the important part
And
when
that
you're playing
counts,
Garen.
whether it's 1 CS or 100.
I'm sad we didn't get to the point where there were a bunch of Infinity Edges in there, some crits,
Yeah,
everything.
definitely was expecting at least 3 or 4 Infinity Edges that
I
game.
thought it was going to be a long game where they
Yeah.
were just not last hit at all, but instead Prey got early level 2, Rekkles forced back already, level 3 came in, level 4 even when he went for the all-in, and he controlled the minion waves, he controlled the Garen 1v1,
He was faster on the sweeper,
he clicked Q flash really fast.
a little bit earlier to dance perhaps.
Korean mechanics and knowledge right there.
Unparalleled. Some very impressive stuff, but that means it is going to be Prey moving on. He's going to be facing off against Uzi. I doubt he's going to be able to get Uzi into the Garen versus Garen rematch, but
I don't
perhaps we'll
know.
have that tomorrow. That could be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm not sure, you know. It was a pretty cool matchup. I didn't actually think Rekkles was going to go for it. I thought, again, we are going to be like Lucian versus Lucian.
I was
something
expecting
cool
like a Vayne
that.
versus Vayne,
Vayne
something
could
like
have been
that.
another one,
That
of
could have been
course.
pretty good.
Also, the other semi-final, Bjergsen against Jisoo, the man who wants to all-in against the man who wanted to push the wave on Tilia.
Both of the former champions last 2 years, though, are still alive, but we're going to send it over to Avali, who's standing by for an interview with the LCK bot laner.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Prey, and oh my gosh, the 2v2 or the 1v1 Garen. Tell me, where did that pick come from?
그 가렌 대 가렌 미러전이 어떻게 결정된 건지 말씀해 주세요.
원래는 좀 약간 원딜 챔프를 하려다가 그러니까 차라리 퍼니 챔프로 가자 그래가지고 이제 합의 봐가지고 가렌으로 하게 된 것 같아요.
Actually, at first we discussed to play a ADC versus ADC mirror match, but then we decided actually let's play a funny matchup, and then we decided to play Garen eventually.
Is that your favorite champion, or is that just like the meme that you wanted?
가렌이 그냥 나온 건지 혹시는 뭐 원래 좀 즐기던 챔피언인지 뭐 그냥 재미용 뭐 짤 만들기 위한 그런 챔피언 한 건지 말씀해 주세요.
일단 뭐 서로 일단 재밌는 픽이라고 생각했고 일단 레클레스 선수도 그렇고 저도 그렇고 거의 한 몇 년간 안 쓰던 챔프여서 더 재밌겠구나 해서 그냥 좀 클래식한 챔피언으로 했던 것 같아요.
I mean, we both thought that Garen would be a very interesting champion to play, and since we both didn't play Garen for like a lot of years, we thought that bringing back the classic would be really fun to watch.
Well, I know the fans loved it, and they had a lot of fun watching, and it looked like you had a lot of fun playing it. How has your overall All-Stars experience been so far?
일단 오늘 1대1은 되게 재미있게 경기하신 것 같고 팬들도 많이 즐거워했었는데 지금까지 프레이 선수 올스타전 어떻게 즐기고 있는지 어떤 경험했는지 말씀해 주세요.
뭐 되게 즐기고 있고요. 일단 오늘 1대1 가렌 매치에서 이겨서 좀 더 기분이 좋은 것 같아요.
I've been definitely enjoying All-Stars a lot, but by winning today's 1v1 Garen match, it just made my experience much more better.
Wonderful. Well, you play Uzi tomorrow. Do you have any thoughts on that matchup?
내일 이제 우지 선수랑 1대1 붙게 될 텐데 혹시 어떤 뭐 전략을 짜고 있는 게 있거나 그런 게 있으신가요?
아마 우지 선수는 약간 좀 퍼니한 것보다는 되게 약간 정통파 1위를 또 노리는 친구일 것 같아서 그냥 뭐 저도 열심히 해서 그냥 원딜 챔프를 이렇게 대결할 것 같아요.
I think Uzi will be rather go for a more serious matchup and he'll aim for the championship. So I don't think we're gonna have a funny champion matchup. So I think we're gonna do a classic ADC versus ADC matchup.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for this interview, and I wish you the best of luck tomorrow. We're going to toss it over to our friends at the desk.
Thank you very much, Avali. Great to hear from Prey. Always has a smile on his face. It makes sense that he's the one who kind of initiated the Garen v. Garen 1v1, getting the better of Rekkles in that one and moving on to our semifinals. But today's 1v1 look had a very different look from yesterday's. 11 unique champions today, some very new ones as well today.
Yeah, today, it didn't seem as like crazy or off the wall. It was a little bit here and there. We saw some 100 CS victories, some resounding ones, mirror matches, people actually agreeing to actually have that mirror match happen. And as we get deeper, I'm just expecting more and more of, the serious mode to come out.
But it did feel like finally the 1v1 brought the old school all-star feel. We did have a bit of fun to end the day as we had those 3 mirror matches over the course. Feels like a while ago now that Prey had the first 1v1 victory.
Yeah.
We just saw it on the screen, but then the mirror
Here's the
matches
beginning
began.
of those mirror matchups that you're talking about, the Jin 1v1 here.
Yeah, right idea to walk out, but the grenade bouncing, the 4th hit, that's really what sealed the deal.
As well, though, too, I want to recall back to that Nasus versus Lucian, because Faker had found success on the Nasus yesterday. We've seen it be successful in previous years. The Lucian seemed to be a good answer. And then this one, Bjergsen on the Talia over Faker.
That must have been really frustrating to play against, because the back timer, it's something that you do with Talia as a mid laner, is you just shove back, use her passive to get back to the mid lane faster, and you don't need teleport, you just keep going mid over and over.
That's that preparation that was talked about, right? In these 1v1s, you can outthink your opponent more so than you can outplay them in some cases.
Speaking of outthinking and outplaying,
I don't know if either happened in this one. It's just,
I mean, what are you talking about? This is a mechanic. This is world-class play.
And the best part of it all is literally the Season 2 gods of AD carry, Prey and Rekkles, at 5 years, and they're playing Garen versus Garen. Something went wrong somewhere along the line.
Oh, no. Yeah, literally, if you were a Season 2 viewer and like this, you're like, I wonder what's going on.
I need some additional
I wonder what's going on in
context.
the league scene nowadays. I'm sorry, what? Rekkles and Prey are 1v1ing on Garen? Oh, this is unacceptable. All right, well, that was 5 of the 6 that we had today. We're saving the best for last here. Jisoo on the Olaf. Huge win. This guy has been surprising and impressing so far in the 1v1. Take a look at this win moment, brought to you by Acer Predator.
And my favorite part of this is we've been talking about outplaying and outthinking. This is both simultaneously. He's going to ghost and rush for both of the health relics past the Syndra. He has to give it up. Doesn't kill him with the ulti, and then he just gets him with
And
the
we have
axe.
to rewind. Remember, this is a blind Olaf that was chosen. He had an idea of what was available. Syndra has been one of the flavor picks today, but understanding that against the common summoners like Exhaust, for example, Olaf still has options. It's the longest lane possible on ARAM. Chase down potential is there. Picked a spot, got the victory.
I mean, his wins are now Pantheon and Olaf. That's a
Thinking
sweet,
man,
a
thinking
sweet
man's
roster
player.
of wins to have. But I really love the point that you made, that entire win moment, that entire engagement was thought out. The fact that he needed to pick up that health relic in order to then take the remaining damage to get the snipe throw for the axe.
And you also think about how his Pantheon was the turret dive with the W reset on the shield. This guy has had 2 very close, like sub 100 HP victories.
A man of inches.
I love it because I don't want to see those 100 CSs. I know that it's kind of the best way to win if you're methodical. Nah, I want blood.
Agreed.
Couldn't agree more. There you have it. 3 agreements on the desk. Before we call it an evening, let's go ahead and take a look at the matches we've got coming up tomorrow. First, in our 5v5 semifinals, we've got the LMS versus SEA, followed by Korea versus the LPL. Then there are 2 best-of-3 1v1s to close out the day. Bjergsen versus Jisoo and Uzi versus Prey. We already talked about Jisoo a little bit. Bjergsen, the last remaining mid laner in the 1v1 tournament. And then, of course, we've got those 2 AD carries there on the bottom side of the bracket. It was joked around. We might continue to see the Garens played throughout. I doubt that'll happen in that Uzi matchup, as he looks like he has his try-hard pants on to defend his title.
It is still the battle of legendary Season 2 AD carries. Maybe that is how it has to be resolved The Garen versus Garen
Which
Flash
is
Ignite.
easy.
Let's do it.
There it is. That's the only way you can determine.
But I mean, interestingly, they will, of course, have played the best of 3 just beforehand. It is China versus Korea in that particular series as well. One that's going to be a highlight to most people, given that has been a serious tournament. They are both stacked lineups. So maybe some of the actual moments from the 5v5 will be incorporated into the 1v1.
Ooh, how would you incorporate those? Just
The
like
mind game,
yeah.
The
Bring
mind
4 more people onto the. Yeah, you
yeah.
wouldn't see it coming. But the thing I really like about this is Bjergsen, Jisoo, and Uzi Prey is you have last year's and the years before that winners in terms of the 1v1 tournament. Bjergsen 2 years ago, Uzi last year. We may have a repeat champion, or we may have both them in the finals fighting to see who gets
A lot of pedigree all of a sudden in this 1v1
yeah,
tournament.
because it's been like the dream team 5v5s, and because 1v1s aren't like points for the region anymore, this is literally you representing yourself, trying to show that you're the best 1v1 player. And I feel like we're getting down to that point where we have some people who are really taking it seriously with the preparation.
Oh yeah, so much pride on the line here in this situation. On the topic of preparation, though, this does kind of leave us thinking, how many more tools does each of these guys have, right? Bjergsen, for example, has shown us 2 different champions. All right, is he going to get the Talia again? And hey, will someone have an answer for Talia if they leave it up? Or will it just hit the ban table, and in that case, where does Bjergsen go?
I just love that Bjergsen's taken the 2 different styles, the combative, but also the Talia looking for the more economic victory, just pushing through, not really looking for kills. So the fact that he's shown that range, we know he can play a lot of champions, but it does bring some faith in a best of 3.
And then just real quick, in these 1v1s, so there's been a lot of talk around runes and the way that they've played into the matchups as well. As we've seen more and more evidence of these 1v1s, are there particular keystones or even lesser runes that you think are hugely important, being overlooked, utilized, super well? Because we have seen minor differences between, choices of players, even in those mirror matchups.
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think there's a lot that's undiscovered still in terms of people haven't been experimenting with futures market, like Azael was saying. Also using something like inspiration as your main tree and all-inning with summoner spell reduction, and then having your secondary tree be resolved. You get like 200 HP and 20% more potion effectiveness by taking inspiration as your main tree. So there's some things that can be messed around with, but everybody's going for the damage in the area, which makes a lot of sense. I feel like Airy is definitely the one that is more universal and you can abuse.
And we're only just getting a consensus on the 5v5 side of things. The amount of iteration done with the small time frame means there's a lot to be discovered. Faker, for example, taking Last Stand is something a little bit different in this particular series. So in a year's time, if it's still the same runes, I think we'll have a bit more unexplored territory. But in some cases, it feels like some of the choices were just wrong.
I would be more concerned if you told me we had it all figured
That's
out
fair.
already.
That's fair.
2 days down, 2 to go. Now for myself, the casters, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for more All-Star action. Good night.
Joining me on the caster desk is my North American All-Star, Sam Kobe Hartman-Kent. Thank you, Freak. I've got GH. I appreciate you even more. The juke shoes are in, but doesn't matter. Gets shot down. It's still over.
I'm showing the wave.
You did this ult on purpose to get triple, even though I really... Thank you.
Stomach, not a lot of mana. Oh! Ignar, you are beautiful.
Yeah, left side, go. Nice. We can go.
Southeast Asia, able to grab a little something to kick back. Levi is a monster and dominating at the same time.
Rock, paper, scissor. What is this?
Two more attacks will do him in, but only one lands the boomerang from Fog of War.
他没有闪。Nice！
LMS 3-0, top in the group. Beautiful play from them.
Go!
야 뭐야 이거 버그.
나이스. 바텀도 많이 유리해요. 바텀 많이 유리.
Arrow is going to hit Gorilla on the front, though, as the Cosmic Radiance comes down. Korean All-Stars are able to deliver the damage back to Turkey.
A 25-minute steamroll from the LCK Superstars.
Revolta gets taken down immediately. MLXG is everywhere. His rift is the spicy hot pot. China, a 3-0 finish.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back for the 1v1 tournament.
Sword right now, he's taking so much damage.
We just pick it at 40 and pick. Lock. Okay, I go.
Edit it.
There's minion as well, hitting Rekkles, but he got it.
Potentially could burst
Oh,
Bridget
big with the
down.
minions.
He's got to go. Oh, he's so low. That's 100. Oh, he missed the axe, but he got another health pack, and if he hits
He
this
got
one,
the
he
heal.
will win.
There's no mana Mako.
Oh! You got to fight right now and hope that you can win because Uzi's going to ult the wave. There it is.
Remember, if you can get the flash Q, you cannot flash away when you are silenced.
Oh, he got him.
This dance is so cute.
Yeah.